This Berachos Daf Tes in the Yerushalmi, and we have to start a little bit from the beginning of Chesed and Beis in order to get a flying start here. And we are talking about cases where Rabbanan, there were Tanoim argued on Rabbanan, but they did not go according to their own shita. And the case on the bottom, without going inside, is talking about where you have a measure of tumah from two different mason. And Rabbanan holds that because of two different mason, it's tahar. And Rabbi Akiva says comes two different mason, it's tameh. And then after they discussed a case which came up where there were a bunch of bones and skulls from several different mason, then they decide they're going to take a vote and see how to basket. And then we're starting from the top of the Testament. Now he's chilu mi Rabbi Akiva v'tiher. Rabbi Akiva, who previously had said when you have bones or other commodities from a couple of different mason, they are mitzvah. If they join together to become tamei, he was mitzvah. Amulo, they said hoil v'yisa mitzvah v'tiharto tor. Since before we assumed that we knew that you said it was tamei and I say tor, so therefore we can confirm that that it is definitely tor. That was Rabbi Akiva. Now the Heinash comes Rabbi Shimon Poli Rabbanan. Say how do we see a case of where we see a case of Shimon arguing Rabbanan, and he did not follow through with the shita. Kaiditina come on like over there. Rabbi Shimon Omer. Cause fichim mutarim chutz misvichei kruv. All sfichim, everything which grows wild during Shemitah is permitted, except for the sfichim of kruv, except for the cabbage which grows wild. And Bnei Moshe explains, there's nothing similar among the vegetables of the field. And in other words, they don't grow wild usually. Normally people grow them in their vegetable gardens. Because the Rabbanan were concerned that if we accept the sfichim, that which grows wild, people are going to say, oh yeah, it grew wild, sure. Whereas in reality, they grew it in their backyard, which is, of course, is also during Shemitah. Chachamim said, no, also, anything which goes wild is also, because we're afraid that people are going to grow it in their backyards, in their vegetable gardens, and say that it grew wild. Rabbi Shimon Yochai Ovid Uvda b'Shmitza. And now the Gemara says Rabbi Shimon Yochai did a ma'aseh during Shemitah. Chaim achad malaket tzvichei shvius. He saw somebody gathering wild stuff which grew wild during Shemitah. I'm like, the lace asur. Are they not asur? Vlav sichin idun? Are they not tzvichin? And therefore you should not be gathering them. Amulei, so says Shimon, v'lo at hu she'at matir. Aren't you the one who said all tzvichim are mutar, except for tzvichei kruv? Amalei v'ein chavrei chokim alav. Alright, sorry. Do not my colleagues argue on me, and therefore I am compelled to pass on my colleagues the chumrah. V'kol yilavei. And Rabbi Shimon said about this person who was gathering tzvichim, paretz gerish chen nachash, which is the language we use when we're talking about somebody who is defying a din d'Rabbanan. So he is paretz geder, he is breaking the barrier, he is breaking down the fence, which Rabbanan made, and therefore he deserves to be bitten by a snake. Obviously. And it happened literally in this case that this person was bitten by a snake, perhaps while he was gathering his fichim, and he died. Ragamliel argued Rabbanan, and he did follow through according to his own psak, not according to Rabbanan. So how come? Why is that the case? We saw all these Tanoim before. Even though Rabbanan, lo malam libam, they didn't follow through. The paskin like themselves, or Gamliel paskin like himself. How could this be? Here it's saying because it's learning. It says Moshe. At worst, saying Shema when it's not the Zman of Shema is learning. You never lose when learning Shema. Even after the time has passed. So now it says the Gemara, So that's the case. So say Kriya Shema after Amud Shachar. And so you don't lose anything. And that's going to be Moshe goes on. But Dachil Hashas L'Haishnuya. They came out to Avshi Shial Amud Shachar Yikra. Even Amud Shachar, why don't you read Shema? V'lamar Leni Lo Lun Amud Shachar. Why did Rabbi Gamliel say, oh no, only if it's not yet dawn? Sounds like after dawn, you wouldn't do it. Why not? It's just learning. Those who want to say the Tamar Yuchim Kain Divrei Chachamim, there they could fulfill the words of Chachamim. Whereas Bram Hocha Kvar Avar Chatzos V'lo Yuchim Kain Divrei Chachamim. So they're interesting chiluk here. So the Pnei Moshe explains the boy the Meimar. The Ismail members, those want to say the Shani Hocha, the Taman Bahani Uvdei. In the cases previously of all the other Rabbi Akiva, Rabbi Shimon, etc., the psukim were contradicting each other. You couldn't do like both Rabbanan and Rabbi Akiva, both Rabbanan and Rabbi Shimon. You couldn't be Mekayim Shneim, right? So therefore, they when it came to Maisa, they retracted their psukim more. They didn't rely on their psukim. But here, the time of Chachamim passed already. And you can't do a Chachamim now in any event. But now we can do it according to the other opinion. In other words, it's not clashing with the Chachamim, it's adding on the Chachamim. He's saying that Chachamim said till now, but till I'm adding on afterwards. It's not. There's no going against Chachamim in the sense that the psukim would contradict each other. It's adding on the Chachamim, saying, well, you didn't say till now, you could say it afterwards. Therefore, follow what I said. So he says that it's we don't directly answer the question. Even Mishiala Murashach should be allowed to do so, but we do. So we come and say, no, that's perhaps you could have said it even after Murashachar, but that's I was learning. So therefore, that's not a good answer. The answer is rather that he's not contradicting Chachamim, like clashing the paradoxical, but he's adding on to Chachamim, and therefore that's okay. Okay, Piska, a new section. V'lo zu bilvad. Not only this, so to putting the fats and limbs on the mizrach, and he's going to base on mitzvah and shial and shachar. It says until dawn. We learn here achilas psachim. The east to lotar achilas psachim. To those who don't include achilas psachim here, well, in this Mishnah, manta achilas psachim. Who are the ones who hold achilas psachim should be mentioned on Mishnah. Rabbanan, who hold the ikar zman, is until dawn. The amad lotar achilas psachim, he who does not hold achilas psachim, is that Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer is the one who holds that. It's only to chatzos. It's not our chaka. It's not. It tells you only to eat chatzos because we want distance you from the bear. No, that's the ikra din. You can only eat pesach till chatzos. And my time, Rabbi Eliezer. What's the pasuk from which Rabbi Eliezer learns this halacha? Nemar kan. It says here by Laila. V'nemar lahalon Laila. It says Laila by Achilas Psachim. It says Laila by Yetzias Mitzrayim. By the time when Paro went to send him out. Ma Laila Shneimar Laila on Chatzos, just like the nighttime when Paro went to send him out, it was Chatzos. Af Kan Chatzos, Sirtu, it's only Chatzos. In other words, you only get Mikra Din till the time when Bnei Yisrael were freed, even though they didn't go out till the morning, till you only get till Chatzos. Rabbi Chuna said, "V'leis kan achil soim afil krabana." This it says the word here looks like it's Cain, but it's Khan, and it's Yerushalmi without the aleph. So even without the aleph, it means Khan. V'leis kan achil psachim. No, achil soim is not here afil krabana. Even like Rabbanan, the tinan apesach achar chatzos metameis yadayim. Oh, they made a very, very strong harchaka. They said, not only can you not eat after chatzos because you might come to eat it after Mudah Shachar, but after chatzos, Mitami Yadayim. And it says, "Pnei Moshe Klamad Lohi that feel Rabbanan sitting me a turn my Achilles son Kalai even the Rabbanan hold me the Raisa is my Achilles son is the entire night I feel hachi nevertheless Lomatim we stay Bahari Enoch the Yomar Chatzos Mutarim Al Kupayim Achol you can't enumerate this together with those which if Chatzos have passed you're still allowed to eat them or to bring them on top of the Zbeach Adalos Ashachar until dawn. Lomar Chachai El Chatchila there Chachai is saying Chatchila Shil Chatzos Abachilas Psachim. But by Psachim, Afilu, Lomashkas Afilu the Evan. It won't work in the Evan. Share Gozgu, they made this decree, Chachamim, to Malem. They made him tonic. And that's so Psachim, at Pesach, it's time it's Yadayim. So the Rabbanan, there's no eating Korban Pesach after Chatzos. Even though it's like the Rabbanan, they were Machmir by this Rabbanan, that was in time Yadayim, and obviously that means that there's no eating it after Chatzos. Piska, Chol Echom Yom Echad. All those things which are eaten for one day. It says here Kachim Kalim. But if you look in the Nuschin Nuschos, it brings down really Kachim. I think it's in Yom Echad. Came Lama Rucha Chamim, Bechule, Im Atu Omer Ado Yashalom Shachar. Why do Chacham give this Charachaka by Kachim? They can only eat them until Chatzos and not to Alos Shachar. What's the purpose of that Charachaka? Because if you're going to say that he can have to Amudah Shachar, a time will come with Savah Shalom Alumin Shachar. I think it's not yet dawn, and it really is dawn. I've seen, especially today, you just look at your watch, you go to my Zmanim, and you see exactly when Amudah Shachar starts. That back then it was estimate, guesstimate. I believe the Rambam writes in one of his tshuvas, and I don't remember exactly where. I heard it years ago that for Hanei Tzachama, about 20 minutes leeway, because they couldn't get exact in the old days like we can today. So, but here it's a problem because you're not. Noisar is a chi of kores. So therefore, we're afraid to let you have till Amudah Shachar because maybe you're going to make a mistake. And I think it's before Amudah Shachar, it's after Amudah Shachar. So, because it's already nosar. Toshat Omer Lo Ad Chatzos. When it's given this buffer zone, he said only to Chatzos. After Ochar Chatzos, Einim Mischayev. Even if that's a Chatzos, okay, it doesn't matter. There's no chi of koretz. So therefore, Chacham said, no. We want to make sure that you don't come to chi of koretz. Therefore, dafka until Chatzos. Halacha beis. We're up to the second Mishnah. Me'as hakol Shema b'shachris. But when do you read Shema in Shachris? B'shachris and Tchelis Levin can distinguish between the blue of Tchelis and the white in the tzitzis. There doesn't have been Tchelis karton between Tchelis and green. Adonai Sachama until sunrise. Hashem actually shows. Hashem says you have up to 3 hours into the day. Because princes get up 3 hours into the day. So until then, it's still called Kumecha. If you read afterwards, Leipzig, you still don't lose. Like if somebody who's learning Torah, it might not be the mitzvah of Shema, but it's learning Torah, and learning Torah is never a bad thing. So says the Gemara, Kini Masnisin. This is the way to understand the Mishnah. Well, Kini is like Kenhu. This is the way to understand the Mishnah. Bein Tcheles Sheba L'Lavan Sheba. Between the Tcheles in your tzitzis and the Lavan in your tzitzis. Umar time in the Rabbanan. And what's the pasuk from which Rabbanan learned this? From Urisem Oso, you should see it Mina Samuchlo. So also implies that there's whatever distinction you're making between Tcheles and Lavan is something which is close to each other. Two things are close to each other in proximity, like the two strands of a tzitzis. Let's just go one more line, even though already on Yurim Rav, so we can see where Rabbi Lezer holds. My time Rabbi Lezer, Isim also, Nikar Bein Hatzvuim. So it's not going on the tzitzis, but it's going on colors. And it has to be that it's a very similar color to the other color in order that we should be able to say, draw a distinction between the two. That's the time when already it's considered to be light enough that you can say the Shema.